Okay, this video will be the first in a series where we store our functions that we use in data wrangling in a .py file. We're going to use it as a module each time we want to load up a notebook and reuse some of this functionality. As you can see here, here's how I'm going to start this video just to show how we import it and use it. Here is my udf.py, so my user-defined function.py. Right now I only have a couple functions inside of it, but you can see these are just your typical functions stored in a module, something we've done in class before, so nothing new. And what I want to do is I want to be able to, in a notebook, import this and use this each time I'm doing data wrangling, because there's common functions that we have to use over and over again. Okay, here you can see I'm in a folder, and then inside this folder I have one notebook called generate unseen data. Notice though I do not have my .py file, and in order to use it as a module I need that .py file in this same directory structure. So what I'm going to do is use this piece of code. I'm going to use a module. It's built into Python called requests. With the request I'm going to take a request.get. I'm going to do a get call on a URL. So the URL of course is going to be my udf.py. And notice I'm just right clicked on it, got my raw data, and if you haven't done that yet, it's real easy to do. Click on your udf.py. Over here, hit raw, and there's your raw link right there. So I can go directly to that .py file. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to pass it to an object called response. So I'm going to get the URL, pass it to response. The next thing I'm going to do is open the file. That file is going to be named udf.py. If you want to leave the default name, you can, but just renaming it's a good practice. And if for some reason you wanted a different name, you could do so here. I'm opening it up as write, because I'm basically going to write what's in that file, the response.txt. Notice the response.txt. I'm going to write to a file, okay? And the file name will be udf.py. Then I'm going to close the object. So run that. And now what I'm going to do is look at what's in that UDF function. So let's go have a look at it. So I'm going to use something called inspect, and this is something you wouldn't do normally. Now you just go ahead and get your data, and now you could use your UDF function, right? But I'm going to also import UDF. I'll add one more block here so you guys can see. If I hit UDF dot and then the tab key, I can see the functions that are available. In my case, I have get balance sample, get unseen %. We'll talk about these in future videos. And for now, we'll just delete that. I don't need it, but I'm going to print the inspect. So I'm going to inspect get source. So inspect is just another module that loads with Python. And part of it is a function called get source, or a method called get source. And I'm going to pass in that UDF. So UDF, I just loaded here. Remember, we pulled it in from the .py file. I imported it because now it's in the local directory. If you want to check that, there it is. It was created just 1 minute ago. So here it is. So whatever changes I make and I post up to GitHub, now no matter what machine I'm on, when I run this piece of code, I get the latest one. So that's kind of nice. Keep it updated. Now what I'm going to do is when I print it, you will see there is my file. That's it. So this is the contents of my module. Inside of here, just like before, you can now see, now I can call any of these functions. Gen, hit the tab key, get unseen %. Again, we'll look at that in the next video. And here you can see, I can see my doc string. There's my doc string. Here is my doc string showing the directions for this particular function, what it returns, what it does. So that's it. So that's all there is to bringing in your user-defined functions after keeping them stored up on GitHub itself, keeping it updated on GitHub. That way you can always just use it anytime you want in any new directory structure, because you're going to want it at the same in the same directory structure as your notebook files or your .ipy notebooks. And that's it.